Hi guys, Nadine here. It's great to see y'all here. We are going to be, oops, I must have nudged the camera. We are listening to parts 2 and 3 of Peer Gynt, or Gynt, I'm not sure how to say it. It was requested by Hans. Um, Hopefully he'll be here in a moment. Hi guys. It's nice to see you. I am much better. Only hacking a little bit once in a while, so it's it's just about gone. So yay! I'm not so sick anymore. It's hard to keep up with your guys' chat, you know. It's just a few of yous, and my oh my. And drafting, are you following my other channel? 'Cause we missed you there last night. I had an impromptu little. Yes, I am much better. There's there is mowing going on next door though, unfortunately. Hi Josiah, Cap and Dawn, yay, and Drafting Master. So nice to see you guys. I love it. Okay. I wonder where Hans is. He's usually here for it. Oh, maybe he didn't see the tweet. Hopefully he gets here for it. Anyway, if not, he can always listen again later. So, hi, Brian. Thank you, Brian. If you see Hans around, remind him that. Remind him that I'm streaming his book today. If you see him around. If anybody sees him around, let Hans know. So, okay. Let's get going. The book's been pretty good so far, even though I don't quite remember it very well. You know, all that, not feeling so well Thursday, but it's much better today, so it's all good. Yay! No, drafting. Oh, I don't think drafting was there for that. Um, um, Don, Iowan proposed that, or Iowan arranged a marriage. Uh, the the godless Iowan arranged a marriage between me, Don, and Diana, and then Natcha Witness as well. Um, so another freaking atheist, Lavender Lady, um, and Natcha Witness, and I got fake internet married already, and was 35 years younger. Brian, you're not in your like 80s. Yeah, we got fake internet married already, and so Dawn and then of course I'm engaged to the pheasant. So um, yeah, you know, I'd have to talk to the rest of my husbands and wife first before bringing somebody else in. Even though you guys could keep trying, you know, it's. But anyway, and Brian, like I'm only like 44, so you know I'm not all that old. Oh, good. Okay, you have a wonderful day, Brian. See you later. Okay, so I'll start since I'll start up the book. That was number 3. This is number 2. This will be about an hour and 15-ish minutes, I guess, today. You know, oops. I don't know. Oh, boo. I missed the thingy. Darn it. Okay. Oh, sorry if some screws up for a second here, but okay. Peer Gynt, Act 2.
Act 2 of Peer Gynt by Henrik IBSEN, translated by William and Charles Archer. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Characters, Act 2.
Young Peer Gynt, read by Christine G. Ingrid,
read by Patty Cunningham.
Åsa,
read by Amy Graymore.
Solveig's father,
read by Marty Chris.
Solveig's mother,
read by Ariel Lipshaw.
First Satyr Girl,
read by Cheyenne Donnell.
Second Satyr Girl,
read by Goldfish.
Third Satyr Girl,
recording by Kathy Barrett.
The Green-Clad One,
read by Pitface.
The Man of the Dovre,
read by Ron Altman.
The Troll Courtier,
read by Algie Pug.
First Troll Imp,
read by Marty Chris.
Second Troll Imp,
read by Marty Chris.
A Troll Maiden,
read by Lucy Perry.
First Troll Witch,
read by Nadine Boulet.
Second Troll Witch,
read by Charlotte Duckett.
A Voice in the Darkness,
read by Paul Newman, story folk singer.
Bird Cries,
read by Patty Cunningham.
Helga,
read by Tiffany Halla Colonna.
Solveig,
read by Elizabeth Klett.
Narrator,
read by Cynthia Moyer. Act 2, Scene 1. A narrow path high up in the mountains, early morning. Peer Gynt comes hastily and sullenly along the path. Ingrid, still wearing some of her bridal ornaments, is trying to hold him back.
Get you from me!
Ingrid, weeping.
After this, Pierre, whither?
Where you will for me.
Ingrid, wringing her hands.
Oh, what falsehood!
Useless railing. Each alone must go his way.
Sin, and sin again unites us.
Devil take all recollections. Devil take the tribe over women. All but one.
Who is that one, pray?
'Tis not you.
Who is it then?
Go! Go thither whence you came. Off! To your father!
Dearest, sweetest.
Peace!
You cannot mean it, surely, what you're saying.
Can and do.
First to lure, and then forsake me.
And what terms have you to offer?
Hegstead Farm, and more besides.
Is your psalm-book in your kerchief? Where's the gold mane on your shoulder? Do you glance down your apron? Do you hold your mother's skirt-fold? Speak!
No, but...
Went you to the pasture this last springtide?
No, but, Père...
Is there shyness in your glances? When I beg, can you deny?
Heaven, I think his wits are going.
Does your presence sanctify? Speak!
No, but...
What's all the rest, then?
Going. Ingrid, blocking his way.
Know you it will cost your neck should you fail me.
What do I care?
You may win both wealth and honor if you take me.
Can't afford.
Ingrid, bursting into tears.
Oh, but you lured me.
You were willing.
I was desperate.
Frantic I.
Ingrid, threatening.
Dearly shall you pay for this.
Dearest payment cheap, I'll reckon.
Is your purpose set?
Like flint.
Good. We'll see then who's the winner.
Goes downwards. Peer stands silent a moment, then cries,
Devil take all recollections. Devil take the tribe over women.
Ingrid, turning her head and calling mockingly upwards,
All but one.
Yes, all but one.
They go their several ways. End of Scene 1. Act 2, Scene 2. Near a mountain tarn. The ground is soft and marshy round about. A storm is gathering. Åsa enters, calling and gazing around her despairingly in every direction. Solveig has difficulty in keeping up with her. Solveig's father and mother, with Helga, are some way behind. Åsa, tossing about her arms and tearing her hair.
All things are against me with wrathful might. Heaven and the waters and the grisly mountains. Fog scuds from heaven roll down to bewilder him. The treacherous waters are lurking to murder him. The mountains would crush him with landslip and rift. And the people, too. They're out after his life. God knows they shan't have it. I can't bear to lose him. Oh, the oaf! To think that the fiend should tempt him.
Turning to Solveig.
Now isn't it clean unbelievable, this? He that did naught but romance and tell lies. He whose sole strength was the strength of his jaw. He that never did a stroke of true work. He... Oh, a body could both cry and laugh. Oh, we clung closely in sorrow and need. Ay, you must know that my husband, he drank, loafed round the parish to roister and prate, wasted and trampled our gear under foot. And meanwhile, at home, there sat Pearkin and I. The best we could do was try to forget, for ever I've found it so hard to bear up. It's a terrible thing to look fate in the eyes, and of course one is glad to be quit of one's cares, and try all one can to keep thought far away. Some take to brandy and others to lies, and why, we took to fairy tales of princes and trolls and of all sorts of beasts, and of bride rapes as well. Ah, but who could have dreamt that those devil's yarns would have stuck in his head?
In a fresh access of terror.
Who? What a scream! It's the Nixie or Drow. Pear! Pear! Up there on that hillock!
She runs to the top of a little rise and looks out over the tarn. Solveig's father and mother come up.
Not a sign to be seen.
Solveig's father, quietly.
It is worst for him.
Åsa, weeping.
Oh, my Pear! Oh, my own lost lamb!
Solveig's father nods mildly.
You may well say lost.
Oh, no, don't talk like that. He is so clever. There's no one like him.
You foolish woman.
Oh, I. Foolish I am. But the boy's all right.
Solveig's father, still softly and with mild eyes.
His heart is hardened. His soul is lost.
Åsa, in terror.
No, he can't be so hard. Our Lord.
Do you think he can sigh for his debt of sin?
Åsa, eagerly.
No, but he can ride through the air on a buck, though.
Christ, are you mad?
Why, what do you mean?
Never a deed is too great for him. You shall see, if only he lives so long.
Best if you saw him on the gallows hanging.
Åsa shrieks.
Ah! Oh, cross of Christ!
In the hangman's hands, it may be his heart would be turned to repentance.
Åsa, bewildered.
Oh, you'll soon talk me out of my senses. We must find him.
To rescue his soul.
And his body. If he's stuck in the swamp, we must drag him out. If he's taken by trolls, we must ring the bells for him.
Here's a sheep's path.
The Lord will repay you your guidance and help.
It's a Christian's duty.
Then the others, fie. They are heathens all. There wasn't one that would go with us.
They knew him too well.
He was too good for them.
Wrings her hands.
And to think that his life is at stake.
Here are tracks of a man.
Then it's here we must search.
We'll scatter around on this side of our satyr.
He and his wife go on ahead. Solveig to Åsa.
Say on. Tell me more.
Åsa, drying her eyes.
Of my son, you mean?
Yes, tell everything.
Åsa smiles and tosses her head.
Everything? Soon you'd be tired.
Sooner by far will you tire of the telling than I of the hearing.
End of Scene 2. Act 2, Scene 3. Low, treeless heights close under the mountain moorlands, peaks in the distance. The shadows are long, it is late in the day. Peer Gynt comes running at full speed and stops short on the hillside.
The parish is all at my heels in a pack, every man of them armed, or with gun or with club. Foremost I hear the old Hegstad churl howling. Now it's noised far and wide that Peer Gynt is abroad. It is different, this, from a bout with a smith. This is life, every limb grows as strong as a bear's.
Strikes out with his arms and leaps in the air.
To crush, overturn, stem the rush of the foss. To strike, wrench the fir tree right up by the root. This is life. This both hardens and lifts one high. To hell then with all of the savourless lies.
3 satyr girls rush across the hillside, screaming and singing.
To crush Trond of the Valfjeld, Bard and Cora, Trollpack, tonight would you sleep in our arms?
To whom are you calling?
To the trolls! To the trolls! Trond, come with kindness.
Bard, come with force.
The cots in the satyr are all standing empty.
Force is kindness.
And kindness is force.
If lads are a-wanting, one plays with the trolls.
Why, where are the lads then?
All 3, with a hoarse laugh.
They cannot come hither.
Mine called me his sweetheart, and called me his darling. Now he has married a grey-headed widow.
Mine met a gypsy wench north on the upland. Now they are tramping the country together.
Mine put an end to our bastard brat. Now his head's grinning aloft on a stake.
Trond of the Valfjeld, Bard and Cora, Trollpack, tonight would you sleep in our arms?
Peer stands with a sudden leap in the midst of them.
I'm a 3-headed troll, and the boy for 3 girls.
Are you such a lad, eh?
You shall judge for yourself.
To the hut! To the hut!
We have mead.
Let it flow.
No cot shall stand empty this Saturday night.
Second girl, kissing him.
He sparkles and glisters like white-heated iron.
Third girl, doing likewise.
Mwah! Like a baby's eyes from the blackest tarn.
Peer dancing in the midst of them.
Heavy of heart and wanton of mind, the eyes full of laughter, the throat of tears.
The girls making mocking gestures towards the mountain tops, screaming and singing.
Heavy of Trond of the Valfjeld, Bard and Cora, Trollpack, tonight will you sleep in our arms?
They dance away over the heights with Peer Gynt in their midst. End of Scene 3. Act 2, Scene 4. Among the Ronda Mountains. Sunset. Shining snow peaks all around. Peer Gynt enters, dizzy and bewildered.
Tower over tower arises. Hey, what a glittering gate! Stand, will you stand? It's drifting further and further away. High on the vane the cock stands, lifting his wings for flight. Blue spread the rifts and bluer, locked is the fell and barred. What are those trunks and tree roots that grow from the ridge's clefts? They are warriors, heron-footed. Now they too are fading away. A shimmering like rainbow streamers goes shooting through eyes and brain. What is it, that far-off chiming? What's weighing my eyebrows down? How my forehead's throbbing, a tightening red-hot ring. I cannot think who the devil has bound it around my head.
Sinks down.
Flight over the edge of Gendin, stuff and accursed lies. Up o'er the steepest hill wall, with a bride and a whole day drunk, hunted by hawks and falcons, threatened by trolls and such, sporting with crazy wenches, lies and accursed stuff.
Gazes long upwards.
Yonder sail 2 brown eagles. Southward the wild geese fly, and here I must splash and stumble in quagmire and filth knee-deep.
Springs up.
I'll fly too. I will wash myself clean in the bath of the keenest winds. I'll fly high. I will plunge myself fair in the glorious christening font. I will soar far over the Sæter. I will ride myself pure of soul. I will forth over the salt sea waters, and high over England's prince. Ay, gaze as ye may, young maidens, my ride is for none of you. You're wasting your time in waiting, yet maybe I'll swoop down too. What has come of the two brown eagles? They've vanished the devil knows where. There's the peak of a gable rising, it's soaring on every hand. It's growing from out of the ruins. See, the gateway standing wide. Ha ha, yonder house, I know it. It's grandfather's new built farm. Gone are the clouds from the windows, the crazy old fence is gone. The lights gleam from every casement. There's a feast in the hall tonight. There, that was the provost clinking the back of his knife on his glass. There's the captain, flinging his bottle, and shivering the mirror to bits. Let them waste, let it all be squandered. Peace, mother, what need we care? 'Tis the rich John Gynt gives the banquet. Hurrah for the race of Gynt! What's all this bustle and hubbub? Why do they shout and bawl? The captain is calling the sun in. Oh, the provost should drink my health. In then, Peer Gynt, to the judgment. It rings forth in song and shout. Peer Gynt, thou art come of great things, and great things shall come of thee.
Leaps forward, but runs his head against a rock, falls, and remains stretched on the ground. End of Scene 4. Act 2, Scene 5. A hillside wooded with great soughing trees. Stars are gleaming through the leaves. Birds are singing in the tree tops. A green-clad woman is crossing the hillside. Peer Gynt follows her, with all sorts of lover-like antics. The green-clad one stops and turns round.
Is it true?
Peer drawing his finger across his throat.
As true as my name is Peer. As true as that you are a lovely woman. Will you have me? You'll see what a fine man I'll be. You shall neither tread the loom nor turn the spindle. You shall eat all you want till you're ready to burst. I never will drag you about by the hair.
Nor beat me.
No, can you think I would? We king's sons never beat women and such.
You're a king's son.
Yes.
I'm the Dover king's daughter.
Are you? See there now, how well that fits in.
Deep in the round at his father's palace.
My mother's is bigger, or much I'm mistaken.
Do you know my father? His name is King Brose.
Do you know my mother? Her name is Queen Åsa.
When my father is angry, the mountains are riven.
They reel when my mother by chance falls a scolding.
My father can kick in the loftiest roof tree.
My mother can ride through the rapidest river.
Have you other garments besides those rags?
Oh, you should just see my Sunday clothes.
My weekday gown is of golden silk.
It looks to me like a tow and straws.
Hey, there is one thing you must remember. This is the Ronde folks use and want. All our positions have twofold form. When you shall come to my father's hall, it well may chance that you're on the point of thinking you stand in a dismal moraine.
Well now, with us it's precisely the same. Our gold will seem to you litter and trash, and you'll think, mayhap, every glittering pane is naught but a bunch of old stockings and clouds.
Black it seems white, ugly seems fair.
Big it seems little, and dirty seems clean.
The green-clad one falling on his neck.
Aye, Pierre, now I see that we fit, you and I.
Like the leg and the trouser, the hair and the comb.
The green-clad one calls away over the hillside.
Bridle steed, bridle steed, bridle steed mine!
A gigantic pig comes running in with a rope's end for a bridle and an old sack for a saddle. Peer Gynt vaults on its back and seats the green-clad one in front of him.
Hark away! Through the Ronde gate gallop we in. Gee up, my courser fine.
The green-clad one, tenderly.
But lately I wandered and moped and pined. One never can tell what may happen to one.
Peer thrashing the pig and trotting off.
You may know the great by their riding gear.
End of Scene 5. Act 2, Scene 6. The royal hall of the King of the Dovre Trolls. A great assembly of troll courtiers, gnomes, and brownies. The old man of the Dovre sits on the throne, crowned and with his sceptre in his hand. His children and nearest relations are ranged on both sides. Peer Gynt stands before him. Violent commotion in the hall.
Slay him! A Christian man's son has deluded the Dovre king's loveliest maid.
May I hack him on the fingers?
May I tug him by the hair?
Hoo-hay! Let me bite him in the haunches.
A troll witch with a ladle.
Shall he be boiled into broth and brie?
Another troll witch with a chopper.
Shall he roast on a spit, or be browned in a stewpan?
Ice to your blood, friends.
Beckons his counselors nearer around him.
Don't let us talk big. We've been drifting astern in these latter years. We can't tell what's going to stand or to fall, and there's no sense in turning recruits away. Besides, the lad's body has scarce a blemish, and he's strongly built, too, if I see aright. It's true, he has only a single head, but my daughter, too, has no more than one. 3-headed trolls are going clean out of fashion. One hardly sees a 2-header now, and even those heads are but so-so ones.
To Peer Gynt.
It's my daughter, then, you demand of me?
Your daughter and the realm to her dowry, yes.
You shall have the half, while I'm still alive, and the other half when I come to die.
I'm content with that.
Aye, but stop, my lad. You also have some undertakings to give. If you break even one, the whole pact's at an end, and you'll never get away from here living. First of all, you must swear that you'll never give heed to aught that lies outside Ronda Hill's bounds. Day you must shun, and deeds, and each sunlit spot.
Only call me king, and that's easy to keep.
And next, now for putting your wits to the test.
Draws himself up in his seat. The oldest troll courtier, to Peer Gynt.
Let us see if you have a wisdom tooth that can crack the Dovre king's riddle nut.
What difference is there twixt trolls and men?
No difference at all, as it seems to me. Big trolls would roast you, and small trolls would claw you. With us it were likewise, if only they dared.
True enough, in that and in more we're alike. Yet morning is morning, and even is even, and there is a difference all the same. Now, let me tell you wherein it lies. Out yonder, under the shining vault among men, the saying goes, Man, be thyself. At home here with us, mid the tribe of the trolls, the saying goes, Troll, to thyself be enough.
The troll courtier, to Peer Gynt.
Can you fathom the depth?
It strikes me as misty.
My son, that enough, that most potent and sundering word, must be graven upon your escutcheon.
Peer, scratching his head.
Well, but...
It must, if you here would be master.
Oh well, let it pass. After all, it's no worse.
And next, you must learn to appreciate our homely, everyday way of life.
He beckons. 2 trolls with pigs' heads, white nightcaps, and so forth, bring in food and drink.
The cow gives cakes, and the bullock mead. Ask not if its taste be sour or sweet. The main matter is, and you mustn't forget it, it's all of it home-brewed.
Peer, pushing the things away from him.
The devil fly off with your home-brewed drinks. I'll never get used to the ways of this land.
The bowl's given in, and it's fashioned of gold. Whoso owns the gold bowl, him my daughter holds dear.
Peer, pondering.
It is written, Thou shalt bridle the natural man. And I dare say the drink may in time seem less sour. So be it.
complies.
Aye, that was sagaciously said. You spit?
One must trust to the force of habit.
And next, you must throw off your Christian man's garb. For this you must know to our Dover's renown, here all things are mountain made, naughts from the dale, except the silk bow at the end of your tail.
Pair indignant.
I haven't a tail.
Then of course you must get one. See my Sunday tail, Chamberlain, fastened to him.
I'll be hanged if you do. Would you make me a fool?
None comes courting my child with no tail at his rear.
Make a beast of a man.
Nay, my son, you mistake. I make you a mannerly wooer, no more. A bright orange bow will allow you to wear, and that passes here for the highest of honors.
Pair reflectively.
It's true, as the saying goes, man's but a mote, and it's wisest to follow the fashion a bit. Tie away.
You're a tractable fellow, I see.
Just try with what grace you can waggle and whisk it.
Pair peevishly.
Ha! Would you force me to go still further? Do you ask me to give up my Christian faith?
Now that you are welcome to keep in peace, doctrine goes free. Upon that there's no duty. It's the outward cut one must tell a troll by. If we're only at one in our manners and dress, you may hold as your faith what to us is a horror.
Why, in spite of your many conditions, you are a more reasonable chap than one have might expected.
We troll folk, my son, are less black than we're painted. That's another distinction between you and us. But the serious part of the meeting is over. Now let us gladden our ears and our eyes. Music maid, forth! Set the Dover harp sounding. Dancing maid, forth! Tread the Dover hall's floor.
Music and a dance.
How like you it?
Like it?
Speak without fear. What see you?
Why, something unspeakably grim. A bell cow with a hoof on a gut harp strumming. A sow in socklets a trip to the tune.
I am.
His sense is but human, remember.
Who tear away both his ears and his eyes.
The green-clad one, weeping.
And this we must hear and put up with, when I and my sister make music and dance.
Oh, was it you? Well, a joke at the feast, you must know, is never unkindly meant.
Can you swear it was so?
Both the dance and the music were utterly charming. The cat claw me else.
This same human nature's a singular thing. It sticks to people so strangely long. If it gets a gash in the fight with us, it heals up at once, though a scar may remain. My son-in-law, now, is as pliant as any. He's willingly thrown off his Christian man's garb. He's willingly drunk from our chalice of mead. He's willingly tied on the tail to his back. So willing, in short, did we find him in all things. I thought to myself, the old Adam for certain had for good and all been kicked out of doors. But lo, in 2 shakes he's atop again. Ay, my son, we must treat you, I see, to cure this pestilent human nature.
What will you do?
In your left eye first, I'll scratch you a bit till you see awry. But all that you see will seem fine and brave, and then I'll just cut your right window pane out.
Are you drunk?
The old man lays a number of sharp instruments on the table.
See, here are the glazier's tools. Blinkers you'll wear like a raging bull. Then you'll recognize that your bride is lovely, and ne'er will your vision be troubled as now, with bell cows harping and sows that dance.
This is madman's talk.
It's the Dover King speaking. It's he that is wise, and it's you that are crazy.
Just think how much worry and mortification you'll thus escape from, year out, year in. You must remember, your eyes are the fountain of the bitter and searing lie of tears.
That's true, and it says in our sermon book, if thine eye offend thee, then pluck it out. But tell me, when will my sight heal up into human sight?
Nevermore, my friend.
Indeed. In that case, I'll take my leave.
What would you without?
I would go my way.
No, stop. It's easy to slip in here, but the Dover King's gate doesn't open outwards.
You wouldn't detain me by force, I hope.
Come now, just listen to reason, Prince Peer. You have gifts for trolldom. He acts, does he not, even now in a passably troll-like fashion? And you'd fain be a troll?
Yes, I would, sure enough, for a bride and a well-managed kingdom to boot. I can put up with losing a good many things. But there is a limit to all things on earth. The tale I've accepted, it's perfectly true, but no doubt I can lose what the chamberlain tied. My breeches I've dropped, they were old and patched, but no doubt I can button them on again, and likely enough I can slip my cable from these your Doverified ways of life. I am willing to swear that a cow is a maid, an oath one can always eat up again. But to know that one can never free oneself, that one can't even die like a decent soul, to live as a hill troll for all one's days, to feel that one never can beat a retreat, as the book has it, that's what your heart is set on, but that is a thing I can never agree to.
Now, sure as I live, I shall soon lose my temper, and then I am not to be trifled with. You pasty-faced loon! Do you know who I am? First, with my daughter you make too free.
There you lie in your throat.
You must marry her.
Do you dare to accuse me?
What, can you deny that you lusted for her in heart and eye?
Pear, with a snort of contempt.
No more? Who the deuce cares a straw for that?
It's ever the same with this humankind. The spirit you're ready to own with your lips, but in fact nothing counts that your fists cannot handle. So you really think, then, that lust matters not? Wait, you shall soon have ocular proof of it.
You don't catch me with a bait of lies.
My Peer, ere the year's out, you'll be a father.
Open doors! Let me go!
In a he-goat's skin you shall have the brat after you.
Pear, mopping the sweat off his brow.
Would I could waken.
Shall we send him to the palace?
You can send him to the parish.
Well, well, Prince Peer, that's your own lookout. But one thing's certain, what's done is done, and your offspring, too, will be sure to grow. Such mongrels shoot up amazingly fast.
Old man, don't act like a headstrong ox. Have reason, maiden. Let's come to terms. You must know I'm neither a prince nor rich. And whether you measure or whether you weigh me, be sure you won't gain much by making me yours.
The green-clad one is taken ill, and is carried out by troll-maids. The old man looks at Pear for a while in high disdain, then says,
Dash him to shards on the rock walls, children.
Oh, Dad, mayn't we play owl and eagle first? The wolf game, grey mouse and glow-eyed cat.
Yes, but quick, I am worried and sleepy. Good night.
He goes. Pear, hunted by the troll imps.
Let me be, devil's imps.
Tries to escape up the chimney.
Come, brownies, come, nixies, bite him behind.
Ow!
Tries to slip down the cellar trap-door.
Shut up all the crannies.
Now the small fry are happy.
Pear, struggling with a little imp that has bit himself fast to his ear.
Now the let go, will you, beast?
The courtier, hitting him across the fingers.
Gently, you scamp, with a sign of royalty.
A rat-hole!
Runs to it.
Be quick, brother Nixie, and block it.
The old one was bad, but the youngsters are worse.
Slash him.
Oh, would I were small as a mouse.
Rushing around. The imps, swarming round him.
Close the ring, close the ring.
Pear, weeping.
Would that I were a louse.
He falls.
Now into his eyes!
Pear, buried in a heap of imps.
Mother, help me! I die!
Church bells sound far away.
Bells in the mountain, the black fox cowls!
The trolls take to flight amid a confused uproar of yells and shrieks. The palace collapses. Everything disappears. End of Scene 6. Act 2, Scene 7. Pitch darkness. Peer Gynt is heard beating and slashing about him with a large bough.
Answer! Who are you?
Myself.
Clear the way!
Go round about, Peer. The hill's roomy enough.
Peer tries to force a passage at another place, but strikes against something.
Go round about. Who are you?
Myself. Can you say the same?
I can say what I will, and my sword can smite. Mind yourself. Hey, now the blow falls crushing. King Saul slew hundreds, Peer Gynt slew thousands.
Cutting and slashing.
Who are you?
Myself.
That stupid reply. You may spare, it doesn't clear up the matter. What are you?
The great boy.
Ah, indeed. The riddle was black, now I'd call it grey. Clear the way then, Boyd.
Go round about, Peer.
No, through.
Cuts and slashes.
There, he fell.
Tries to advance, but strikes against something.
Ho, ho! Are there more here?
The boy, Peer Gynt. The one. Only one. It's the boy that's unwounded, and the boy that was hurt. It's the boy that is dead, and the boy that's alive.
Peer throws away the branch.
The weapon is troll-smeared, but I have my fists.
Fights his way forward.
I trust your fists, lad. Trust your body, Peer Gynt, so you'll reach the summit.
Peer falling back again.
Forward or back, and it's just as far. Out or in, and it's just as straight. He's there, and he's round the bend. No sooner I'm out than I'm back in the ring. Name who you are. Let me see you. What are you?
The boy.
Peer groping around.
Not dead, not living, all slimy misty, not so much as a shape. It's as bad as to battle in a cluster of snarling, half-wakened bears.
Screams.
Ah! Strike back at me, can't you?
The boy isn't mad.
Strike!
The boy strikes not.
Fight you shall!
The great boy conquers, but does not fight.
Were there only a nixie hair that you could prick me, were there only as much as a year-old troll, only something to fight with, but there is nothing. Now he's snoring. Boyd!
What's your will?
Use force.
The great boy conquers in all things without it.
Peer biting his own arms and hands.
Claws and ravening teeth in my flesh, I must feel the drip of my own warm blood.
A sound is heard like the wing strokes of great birds.
Comes he now, boy?
Aye, step by step.
All our sisters are far off. Gather here to the tryst.
If you'd save me now, lass, you must do it quick. Gaze not down so lowly and bending your clasp book. Hurl it straight into his eyes.
He totters.
We have him.
Sisters, make haste.
To dare the purchase one pays for life, in such a heart-wasting hour of strife.
Sinks down.
Boing! There, he's fallen! Seize him! Seize him!
A sound of bells and of psalm singing is heard far away. The boy shrinks up to nothing and says in a gasp,
He was too strong. There were women behind him.
End of Scene 7. Act 2, Scene 8. Sunrise. The mountainside in front of Åsa's theatre. The door is shut, all is silent and deserted. Per Gynt is lying asleep by the wall of the theatre. Per wakens and looks about him with dull and heavy eyes. He spits.
What wouldn't I give for a pickled herring?
Spits again, and at the same moment catches sight of Helga, who appears carrying a basket of food.
Ha, child, are you there? What is it you want?
It is Solveig.
Per, jumping up.
Where is she?
Behind the setter.
Solveig, unseen.
If you come nearer, I'll run away.
Per, stopping short.
Perhaps you're afraid I might take you in my arms?
For shame.
Do you know where I was last night? Like a horsefly, the Dovre King's daughter is after me.
Then it was well that the bells were set ringing.
Per Gynt's not a lad they can lure astray. What do you say?
Helga, crying.
Oh, she's running away.
Running after her.
Wait.
Per catches her by the arm.
Look here, what I have in my pocket. A silver button, child. You shall have it. Only speak for me.
Let me be. Let me go.
There, you have it.
Let go. There's the basket of food.
God pity you if you don't.
Oh, how you scare me.
Per, gently, letting her go.
No, I only meant, beg her not to forget me.
Helga runs off. End of Act 2. Act 3 of Per Gynt by Henrik Ibsen, translated by William and Charles Archer. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Characters, Act 3.
Young Per Gynt, read by Christine G. Åsa,
read by Amy Graymore.
Kari,
read by Carol Box.
Solveig,
read by Elizabeth Klett.
The Old Woman,
read by Pitface.
The Brat,
read by Charlotte Duckett.
Narrator,
read by Cynthia Moyer. Act 3, Scene 1. Deep in the pine woods, grey autumn weather, snow is falling. Per Gynt stands in his shirt sleeves, felling timber. Per hewing at a large fir tree with twisted branches.
Oh, aye, you are tough, you ancient churl, but it's all in vain, for you'll soon be down.
Hews at it again.
I see well enough you've a chain-mail shirt, but I'll hew it through, were it never so stout. Aye, aye, you're shaking your twisted arms. You've reason enough for your spite and rage, but none the less you must bend a knee.
Breaks off suddenly.
Lies! 'Tis an old tree and nothing more. Lies! It was never a steel-clad churl. It's only a fir tree with fissured bark. It is heavy labour, this hewing timber, but the devil and all when you hew and dream too. I'll have done with it all, with this dwelling in mist, and broad awake, dreaming your senses away. You're an outlaw, lad. You are banned to the woods.
Hews for a while rapidly.
Aye, an outlaw, aye. You've no mother now to spread your table and bring you food. If you'd eat, my lad, you must help yourself. Fetch your rations raw from the wood and stream. Split your own fir root and light your own fire. Bustle around and arrange and prepare things. Would you clothe yourself warmly, you must stalk your deer. Would you found you a house, you must quarry the stones. Would you build up its walls, you must fell the logs, and shoulder them all to the building place.
His axe sinks down. He gazes straight in front of him.
Brave shall the building be. Tower and vane shall rise from the roof tree, high and fair. And then I will carve for the nub on the gable a mermaid shaped like a fish from the navel. Brass shall there be on the vane and the door locks. Glass I must see and get hold of too. Strangers passing shall ask amazed what it is glittering far on the hillside.
Laughs angrily.
Devil's own lies. There they come again. You're an outlaw, lad.
Hewing vigorously.
A bark-thatched hovel is shelter enough both in rain and frost.
Looks up at the tree.
Now he stands wavering. There, only a kick, and he topples and measures his length on the ground. The thick swarming undergrowth shudders around him.
Begins lopping the branches from the trunk. Suddenly he listens and stands motionless with his axe in the air.
There's someone after me. Aye, are you that sort, old Hegster churl? Would you play me false?
Crouches behind the tree and peeps over it.
A lad? One only? He seems afraid. He peers all round him. What's that he hides neath his jacket? A sickle. He stops and looks around. Now he lays his hand on the fence rail flat. What's this now? Why does he lean like that? Ugh! Ugh! Why, he's chopped his finger off! A whole finger off! He bleeds like an ox. Now he takes to his heels with his fist in a cloud.
Rises.
What a devil of a lad! An unmendable finger. Right off. And with no one compelling him to. Oh, now I remember. It's only thus you can escape from having to serve the king. That's it. They wanted to send him soldiering, and of course the lad didn't want to go. But to chop it off, to sever for good and all, aye, think of it. Wish it done. Will it to boot, but do it? No, that's past my understanding.
Shakes his head a little, then goes on with his work. End of Scene 1. Act 3, Scene 2. A room in Ossa's house. Everything in disorder. Boxes standing open. Wearing apparel strewn around. A cat is lying on the bed. Ossa and the cottar's wife are hard at work packing things together and putting them straight. Ossa running to one side.
Kari, come here.
What now?
Ossa on the other side.
Come here. Where shall I find? Tell me where. What am I seeking? I'm out of my wits. Where is the key of the chest?
In the keyhole.
What is that rumbling?
The last cartload. They're driving to Hegster.
Ossa weeping.
Oh, how glad I'd be in the black chest myself to be driven away. Oh, what must a mortal abide and live through? God help me in mercy. The whole house is bare. What the Hegster churl left now the bailiff has taken. Not even the clothes on my back have they spared. Fie, shame on them all that have judged so hardly.
Seats herself on the edge of the bed.
Both the land and the farm place are lost to our line. The old man was hard, but the law was still harder. There was no one to help me, and none would show mercy. Pear was away, not a soul to give counsel.
But here, in this house, you may dwell till you die.
Aye, the cat and I live on charity.
God help you, mother. Your pearls cost you dear.
Pear? Why, you're out of your senses, sure. Ingri came home none the worse in the end. The right thing had been to hold Satan to reckoning. He was the sinner. Aye, he and none other. The ugly beast tempted my poor boy astray.
Had I not better send word to the parson? Mayhap you're worse than you think you are.
To the parson? Truly, I almost think so.
Starts up.
But, oh God, I can't. I'm the boy's own mother, and help him I must, It's no more than my duty. I must do what I can when the rest forsake him. They've left him this coat. I must patch it up. I wish I dared snap up the fur rug as well. What's come of the hose?
They are there, mid that rubbish.
Åsa rummaging about.
Why, what have we here? I declare it's an old casting ladle, Kari. With this he would play button moulder, would melt and then shape and then stamp them. One day, there was company, in the boy came and begged of his father a lump of tin. "No tin," says John, "but King Christian's coin, silver, to show you're the son of John Gynt." God pardon him, John. He was drunk, you see, and then he cared neither for tin nor for gold. Here are the hose. Oh, they're nothing but holes. They want darning, Kari.
Indeed, but they do.
When that is done, I must get to bed. I feel so broken and frail and ill.
Joyfully.
2 woolen shirts, Kari. They've passed them by.
So they have indeed.
It's a bit of luck. One of the 2 you may put aside, or rather, I think we'll e'en take them both. The one he has on is so worn and thin.
But oh, Mother Åsa, I fear it's a sin.
Maybe. But remember, the priest holds out pardon for this and our other sinnings.
End of Scene 2. Act 3, Scene 3. In front of a settler's newly built hut in the forest. A reindeer's horns over the door. The snow is lying deep around. It is dusk. Peer Gynt is standing outside the door, fastening a large wooden bar to it. Peer, laughing between whiles.
Bars I must fix me. Bars that can fasten the door against trollfolk and men and women. Bars I must fix me. Bars that can shut out all the cantankerous little hobgoblins. They come with the darkness. They knock and they rattle. Open, Peer Gynt, we're as nimble as thoughts are. 'Neath the bedstead we bustle, we rake in the ashes. Down the chimney we hustle like fiery-eyed dragons. He, Peer Gynt, think your staples and planks can shut out cantankerous hobgoblin thoughts?
Solveig comes on snowshoes over the heath. She has a shawl over her head and a bundle in her hand.
God prosper your labour. You must not reject me. You sent for me hither, and so you must take me.
Solveig? It cannot be. Ay, but it is. And you're not afraid to come near me?
One message you sent me by little Helga. Others came after in storm and in stillness. All that your mother told bore me a message that brought forth others when dreams sank upon me. Nights full of heaviness, blank empty days brought me the message that now I must come. It seemed as though life had been quenched down there. I could not laugh nor weep from the depths of my heart. I knew not for sure how you might be minded. I knew but for sure what I should do and must do.
But your father?
In all of God's wide earth, I have none I can call either father or mother. I have loosed me from all of them.
Solveig, you fair one, and to come to me?
Ay, to you alone. You must be all to me, friend and consoler.
In tears.
The worst was leaving my little sister, but parting from father was worse, still worse, and worst to leave her at whose breast I was born. Oh no, God forgive me, the worst I must call the sorrow of leaving them all, ay, all.
And you know the doom that was passed in spring? It forfeits my farm and my heritage.
Think you for heritage, goods and gear, I forsook the paths all my dear ones tread?
And know you the compact? Outside the forest, whoever may meet me may seize me at will.
I ran upon snowshoes. I asked my way on. They said, "Whither go you?" I answered, "I go home."
Away, away then, with nails and planks. No need for bars against hobgoblin thoughts. If you dare dwell with the hunter here, I know the hut will be blessed from ill. Solveig, let me look at you. Not too near, only look at you. Oh, but you are bright and pure. Let me lift you. Oh, but you are fine and light. Let me carry you, Solveig, and I'll never be tired. I will not soil you. With outstretched arms I will hold you far out from me, lovely and warm one. Oh, who would have thought I could draw you to me? Ah, but I have longed for you day long and night long. Here you may see I've been hewing and building. It must down again, dear. It is ugly and mean.
Be it mean or brave, here is all to my mind. One so lightly draws breath in the teeth of the wind. Down below it was airless, one felt as though choked. That was partly what drove me in fear from the dale. But here with the fir branches suing o'erhead, what a stillness and song! I am here in my home.
And you know that surely, for all your days.
The path I have trodden leads back nevermore.
You are mine, then. In the room, let me see you. Go in. I must go to fetch fir root for fuel. Warm shall the fire be, and bright shall it shine. You shall sit softly and never be a cold.
He opens the door. Solveig goes in. He stands still for a while, then laughs aloud with joy and leaps into the air.
My king's daughter! Now I have found her and won her. Hey, how the palace shall rise deeply founded!
He seizes his axe and moves away. At the same moment an old-looking woman, in a tattered green gown, comes out from the wood. An ugly brat, with an ale-flagon in his hand, limps after, holding on to her skirt.
Good evening, Peter Lightfoot.
What is it? Who's there?
Old friend of yours, Peer Gynt. My home is nearby. We are neighbors.
Indeed? That is more than I know.
Even as your hut was builded, mine built itself too.
Per, going.
I'm in a haste.
Yes, that you are always, my lad. But I'll trudge behind you and catch you at last.
You're mistaken, good woman.
I was so before. I was when you promised such mighty fine things.
I promised? What in devil's own nonsense is this?
You've forgotten the night when you drank with my sire. You forgot?
I forgot what I never have known. What is this that you prate of? When last did we meet?
The last we met was the first time we met.
To the brat.
Give your father a drink. He is thirsty, I'm sure.
Father? You drunk woman. Do you call him?
I should think you might well know the pig by its skin. Why, where are your eyes? Can't you see that he's lame in his shank, just as you too are lame in your soul?
Would you have me believe?
Would you wriggle away?
This long-legged urchin!
He shot up a pace.
Dare you, you troll snout, father on me?
Come now, Peer Gynt, you're as rude as an ox.
Weeping.
Is it my fault if no longer I'm fair, as I was when you lured me on the hillside and lay? Last fall in my labor, the fiend held my back, and so 'twas no wonder I came out a fright. But if you would see me as fair as before, you have only to turn yonder girl out of doors, drive her clean out of your sight and your mind. Do this, dear my love, and I'll soon lose my snout.
Begone from me, troll witch!
Aye, see if I do.
I'll split your skull open.
Just try if you dare. Ho ho, Peer Gynt, I've no fear of blows. Be sure I'll return every day of the year. I'll set the door ajar and peep in at you both, when you're sitting with your girl on the fireside bench, when you're tender, Peer Gynt, when you'd pet and caress her. I'll seat myself by you and ask for my share. She there and I, we will take you by turns. Farewell, dear my lad. You can marry tomorrow.
You nightmare of hell!
By the by, I forgot. You must rear your own youngster, you light-footed scamp. The limp, will you go to your father?
The brat spits at him.
Faugh! I'll chop you with my hatchet. Only wait, only wait.
The woman kisses the brat.
What a head he has on his shoulders, the dear. He'll be father's living image when once you're a man.
Père stamping.
Oh, would you were as far.
As we now are near.
Père clenching his hands.
And all this?
For nothing but thoughts and desires. It is hard on you, Père.
It is worst for another. Solveig, my fairest, my purest gold.
Oh, aye, 'tis the guiltless must smart, said the devil. His mother boxed his ears when his father was drunk.
She trudges off into the thicket with the brat, who throws the flagon at Père Gynt. Père, after a long silence.
The boy said, go round about. So one must hear. There fell my fine palace, with crash and clatter. There's a wall around her whom I stood so near. Of a sudden all's ugly. My joy has grown old. Round about, lad. There's no way to be found right through all this from where you stand to her. Right through? Surely there should be one. There's a text on repentance, unless I mistake. But what? What is it? I haven't the book. I've forgotten it mostly. And here there is none that can guide me aright in the pathless wood. Repentance. And maybe it would take whole years ere I fought my way through. 'Twere a meagre life that, to shatter what's radiant and lovely and pure, and clinch it together in fragments and shards. You can do it with a fiddle, but not with a bell. Where you'd have the sword green, you must mind not to trample. 'Twas naught but a lie, though, that witch knout's business. Now all that foulness is well out of sight. Ay, out of sight maybe, not out of mind. Thoughts will sneak stealthily in at my heel. Ingrid, and the three, they that danced on the heights, will they too want to join us? With vixenish spite will they claim to be folded like her to my breast, to be tenderly lifted on outstretched arms? Round about, lad, though my arms were as long as the root of the fir, or the pine tree's stem, I think even then I should hold her too near. To set her down pure and untarnished again, I must round about here, then, as best I may, and see that it bring me nor gain nor loss. One must put such things from one, and try to forget.
Goes a few steps towards the hut, but stops again.
Go in after this, so befouled and disgraced? Go in with that troll rabble after me still? Speak, yet be silent. Confess, yet conceal.
Throws away his axe.
It's holy day evening. For me to keep tryst, such as now I am, would be sacrilege.
Solveig in the doorway.
Are you coming?
Père, half aloud.
Round about.
What?
You must wait. It is dark, and I've got something heavy to fetch.
Wait, I will help you. The burden we'll share.
No, stay where you are. I must bear it alone.
But don't go too far, dear.
Be patient, my girl. Be my way long or short, you must wait.
Solveig nodding to him as he goes.
Yes, I'll wait.
Père Gynt goes down the wood path. Solveig remains standing in the open half door. End of Scene 3. Act 3, Scene 4. Åsa's room, evening. The room is lighted by a wood fire on the open hearth. A cat is lying on a chair at the foot of the bed. Åsa lies in the bed, fumbling about restlessly with her hands on the coverlet.
Oh, Lord my God, isn't he coming? The time drags so drearily on. I have no one to send with a message, and have much, oh, so much to say. I haven't a moment to lose now. So quickly. Who could have foreseen? Oh, me, if I only was certain I'd not been too strict with him.
Père Gynt enters.
Good evening.
The Lord give you gladness. You've come then, my boy, my dear. But how dare you show your face in the valley? You know your life's forfeit here.
Oh, life must then go as it may go. I felt that I must look in.
Ay, now Carrie is put to silence, and I can depart in peace.
Depart? Why, what are you saying? Where is it you think to go?
Alas, Père, the end is nearing. I have but a short time left.
Père writhing and walking towards the back of the room.
See there now, I'm fleeing from trouble. I thought at least here I'd be free. Are your hands and your feet cold, then?
Ay, Père, all will soon be o'er. When you see that my eyes are glazing, you must close them carefully. And then you must see to my coffin, and be sure it's a fine one, dear. Ah, no, by the by...
Be quiet. There's time yet to think of that.
I...
Looks restlessly around the room.
Here, you see the little they've left us? It's like them, just.
Père, with a writhe.
Again?
Harshly.
Well, I know it was my fault. What's the use of reminding me?
You? No, that accursed liquor. From that all the mischief came. Dear my boy, you know you'd been drinking, and then no one knows what he does. And besides, you'd been riding the reindeer. No wonder your head was turned.
Aye, of that yarn enough now. Enough of the whole affair. All that's heavy we'll let stand over, till after, some other day.
Sits on the edge of the bed.
Now, mother, we'll chat together, but only of this and that. Forget what's awry and crooked, and all that is sharp and sore. Why, see now, the same old pussy. So she's alive then still?
She makes such a noise o' nights now. You know what that bodes, my boy.
Père changing the subject.
What news is there here in the parish?
Åsa smiling.
There's somewhere about, they say, a girl who would fain to the uplands.
Père hastily.
Mats Moen, is he content?
They say that she hears and heeds not the old people's prayers and tears. You ought to look in and see them. You, Père, might perhaps bring help.
The smith, what's become of him now?
Don't talk of that filthy smith. Her name I would rather tell you, the name of the girl, you know.
No, now we will chat together, but only of this and that. Forget what's awry and crooked, and all that is sharp and sore. Are you thirsty? I'll fetch you water. Can you stretch you? The bed is short. Let me see. If I don't believe now, it's the bed that I had when a boy. Do you mind, dear, how oft in the evenings you sat at my bedside here, and spread the fur coverlet over me, and sang many a lilt and lay?
Aye, mind you? And then we played sledges when your father was far abroad. The coverlet served for sledge, apron, and the floor for an ice-bound fjord.
Ah, but the best of all, though, mother, you mind that too? The best was the Fleetfoot horses.
Aye, think you that I forgot? It was Carrie's cat that we borrowed. It sat on the log-scooped chair.
To the castle west of the moon, and the castle east of the sun. To Surya Moria Castle the road ran both high and low. A stick that we found in the closet, for a whip-shaft you made it serve.
Right proudly I perked on the box seat.
Aye, you threw loose the reins, and kept turning round as we travelled, and asked me if I was cold. God bless you, ugly old mother. You were ever a kindly soul. What's hurting you now?
My back aches because of the hard bare boards.
Stretch yourself. I'll support you. There now, you're lying soft.
Åsa uneasily.
No, Père, I'd be moving.
Moving?
Aye, moving. 'Tis ever my wish.
Ah, nonsense. Spread over you the bed fur. Let me sit at your bedside here. There, now we'll shorten the evening with many a lilt and lay.
Best bring from the closet the prayer book. I feel so uneasy of soul.
In Surya Moria Castle the king and the prince give a feast. On the sledge cushions lie and rest you. I'll drive you there over the heath.
But, Père dear, am I invited?
Aye, that we are, both of us.
He throws a string round the back of the chair on which the cat is lying, takes up a stick, and seats himself at the foot of the bed.
Gee up! Will you stir yourself, black boy? Mother, you're not a cold? Aye, by the pace one knows it. when Grane begins to go.
Why, Per, what is it that's ringing?
The glittering sledge bells there.
Oh, mercy, how hollow it's rumbling.
We're just driving over a fjord.
I'm afraid. What is that I hear rushing and sighing so strange and wild?
It's the sough of the pine trees, mother, on the heath. Do you but sit still.
There's a sparkling and gleaming of fire now. Whence comes all that blaze of light?
From the castle windows and doorways. Don't you hear? They are dancing.
Yes.
Outside the door stands Saint Peter and prays you to enter in.
Does he greet us?
He does, with honor, and pours out the sweetest wine.
Wine? Has he cakes as well, Per?
Cakes? Aye, a heaped up dish, and the dean's wife is getting ready. Your coffee and your dessert.
Oh, Christ, shall we two come together?
As freely as ever you will.
Oh, dearie Per, what a frolic you're driving me to, poor soul.
Per, cracking his whip.
Gee up, will you stir yourself, black boy?
Per, dear, you're driving right?
Per, cracking his whip again.
Aye, broad is the way.
This journey, it makes me so weak and tired.
There's a castle rising before us. The drive will be over soon.
I will lie back and close my eyes then, and trust me to you, my boy.
Come up with you, Grane, my trotter. In the castle the throng is great. They bustle and swarm to the gateway. Per Gynt and his mother are here. What say you, Master Saint Peter? Shall mother not enter in? You may search a long time, I tell you, ere you find such an honest old soul. Myself I don't want to speak of. I can turn at a castle gate. If you'll treat me, I'll take it kindly. If not, I'll go off just as pleased. I have made up as many flim-flams as the devil at a pulpit desk, and called my old mother a hen too, because she would cackle and crow. But her you shall honour and reverence, and make her at home indeed. There comes not a soul to beat her, from the parishes nowadays. Ho, ho, here comes God the Father. Saint Peter, you're in for it now.
In a deep voice.
Have done with these jack-in-office airs, sir. Mother also shall enter free.
Laughs loudly and turns towards his mother.
Aye, didn't I know that would happen? Now they dance to another tune.
Uneasily.
Why, what makes your eyes so glassy? Mother, have you gone out of your wits?
Goes to the head of the bed.
You mustn't lie there and stare so. Speak, mother. It is I, your boy.
Feels her forehead and hands cautiously. Then throws the string on the chair and says softly,
Aye, aye, you can rest yourself, Grane, for even now the journey's done.
Closes her eyes and bends over her.
For all of your days I thank you, for beatings and lullabies. But see, you must thank me back now.
Presses his cheek against her mouth.
There. That was the driver's fare.
The cottar's wife, entering.
What? Per! Oh, then we are over the worst of the sorrow and need. Dear Lord, but she's sleeping soundly. Or can she be?
Hush, she's dead.
Kari weeps beside the body. Per Gynt walks up and down the room for some time. At last he stops beside the bed.
See mother buried with honour. I must try to fare forth from here.
Are you faring afar?
To seaward.
So far?
Aye, and further still.
He goes. End of Scene 4. End of Act 3.
So that was interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A little bit late there, Hans. Oh, well. Yeah, this is the time we start on Sundays is what, I can't remember. I believe you're 4.5 hours. So, 4:30 your time? I think it's 12 noon Central. No, 4:30. 5:30, 6:30, 7 your time? I think 7 your time it must have started. So it must be 7, 8, 10 to 9? I think so. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really enjoy having the company and stuff while I'm doing all this. I made a couple of mistakes today, but I got it figured out, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to have to undo the hair that I thought I was going to have to undo the hair that I had done. In 2022, 8:30. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so it's 3 or 8:22. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 22. So yeah, 4.5 hours from me. That's all right, heads. We love the. It's the funny mistakes that make the world go round. Anyway, so thanks for joining me, guys. I always love having you guys here, drafting in Dawn and Josiah and Cap and Hans. I quite enjoy having you here, and I'm glad you can come by and watch up for next time, Hans. It's gonna be late your time next time. Dawn. You guys are wonderful. I love you. Oops. All kinds of wobbly. Okay, I'll let you guys go. You have a wonderful night. I guess it's gonna be supper time here almost. Next week we'll Josiah. Quit it. This is a PG. This is those are eyes. Yes, Josiah. This is supposed to be kept PG, just so you guys know. It's crafting channel. Yeah, it's almost supper time here, I guess, and my throat's starting to get a little rough. Nice. Nice. It's a killer. You guys are killer. But I love yous. You guys are always awesome. You guys are killing me. Oh, this is awesome. I love you guys. That's just all there is to it. So next week, it's what, 8:30 my time. That's 6 Central, 4 Pacific, and that would be 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1 a.m. for you, Hans. I'm sorry it's so late. So that's Tuesday night, 1 a.m. for Hans, 6 for Josiah and Cap, and 4 for Dawn. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day, and we'll talk to you guys. I'm sure we'll see you around. Love you guys. Bye. Where's the button? Where's the button? There it is. Bye.